So what kind of tips and tricks can I give you when it comes to actually managing that tradesman when you've actually got them on site for the first time? Because I do recognise this is often the biggest challenge for most people. So my name's Tony Dorr from Your First Four Houses, and in this three-part video series I'm sharing with you how to find really good trades, how to check them out, and also how to manage them on an ongoing basis. If you haven't watched any of the first two, can I suggest you click the link here and watch those before coming back to this one. So as I say, this video is all about how to actually manage that trade when you've got them on site. So the first thing I'm going to suggest you do is consider hiring them for one small task. First of all, how do they get on? Are you happy with the standard of their work? Did they do it on time? Did they complete it neatly? Did they have a good sweep up afterwards? When they were talking and interacting with you, were you happy with all of that? If so, it's a really good indicator on what they're going to be doing moving forwards. Or did they maybe cancel the date or move the date? This is my big bone of contention, because I've got really quite good, I think, at lining up trades to follow on from this particular trade. So if they cancel and move the dates, it kind of messes up all of the other people that I've got lined up. So if on that small job they move the date or they cancel it, I think you need to be a little bit concerned. With the main job, I think you need to be crystal clear in your own mind on what is actually expected. Often people kind of don't really know, and they kind of leave a lot of it up to interpretation. So in your own mind, you've got to be really clear, and then you've got to present all of that to the contractor in a very clearly defined scope of work document. This is a physical document that literally lays out in detail exactly what you expect from this contractor. Now you can give this to them in person, obviously print it off and give it to them in person, or you can give it to them as a PDF as part of an email that you're going to send to them. But a really good tip here is to make sure that in the email that you send them that includes this scope of work PDF, you put something in that email that means that you know that they've opened that email and therefore read the scope of work. I always use key safes on all of my refurbishment projects, and that means that the subcontractors can kind of come and go and wherever they want. So put the key safe number in that email, so then you know if they got into the property, you know they opened the email and you know they've read the scope of work. I think you should be on site regularly. I think almost every day. On the first project, you should be on site regularly. Not to get in the way. You're not trying to micromanage anybody. Please don't do that. Everything should be clearly laid out in your scope of work. I just think it's good practice, if you're new to property investing, to be on site. You'll learn so much by watching these guys, making sure they've got plenty of cups of teas, buy them Subway lunches, look after them, but you'll learn so much if you're on site. Never pay all of the money until the work is complete, and then pay the tradesperson immediately. Like, they give you the invoice, assuming that you're happy, they give you the invoice, you pay immediately. Do you know what? Most employers, they delay or they dilly-dally. If you've got a plumber, they've done a competent job, they give you an invoice, and within 10 minutes you can text them to say, yep, no problem, the money's in your account. Wow, they're going to be sure to pick up the phone the next time you call. I love to invite the trades back after the project is completed and give them some beers. If you've employed a plumber, the chances are when that plumber was on site, the project was a total mess. There was debris everywhere. So getting them back afterwards, after it's all carpeted, after it's all finished, letting them have a little bit of a wander around, giving them some beers. Oh my goodness me. You're building awesome rapport, awesome goodwill with that person. That person will definitely want to work with you again. And by the way, make it clear to that tradesperson that you give referral fees if they were ever to see a rundown, knackered property. You know, if you were to ever find one of those, Mr. Plumber, I'd be really happy to give you £1,000 cash. They'll be on the lookout for that next project for you if you look after them in this way. Subcontractors can be a fantastic source of those types of leads. By the way, I've already mentioned it. Lastly, do fit a key safe on every project that you do, because it's a great way to make sure that you don't have to actually be on site. And then once the project is finished, after all the contractors have done all of their work, Then you remove the key safe and you have all of the locks changed. And then when that person moves in, you know with confidence nobody's got a copy of that key. I really hope you found this video helpful. In fact, I hope you found all 3 videos in this series helpful. And if you did, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up.